Well, folks, I'm back in the DOE centre, and the van is actually getting the brake imbalance rectified here up on the ramp. Because to be honest with you, ain't nobody got time for that. I already tried, and it's just a nightmare. And the problem is, you think you have it right, and you bring it in, it's still out of whack. And I just said, you know what? I'll pay the few quid and let them do it for me. So it's up on the ramp. The lads are doing it now, and there were a couple of studs on the back axle as well too that needed replacing, because the threads were stripped because of crappy wheel nuts that stripped the threads. So this is a truck garage, and they are going to have a serious impact gun with a 46mm socket to remove the hub on the back axle, change the studs, and it's a handy little job for them. For me, it's a pain in the ass. So they can my impact gun is just not going to have an impact on, see what I did there, on the rear studs on the hub nut on the back of the van. So jumping on scaffold bars and all this kind of carry on after I buy the tools that I need to actually do the job, no, to be honest, let somebody else do that job. So at least this way I know that the job will be done right. It'll pass the DOE, and I did, however, change the brake light bulb. So yeah, I can give myself a pat on the back for that. Not exactly high-tech stuff now, to be honest with you, but anyway, yeah, so all that's needed doing now is just to sort out the handbrake imbalance, and yeah, then afterwards I'm going to drop over to bring some parts, repair panels to the Beetle, and I have all the stuff to rebuild the brakes and that as well too there, and get new engine mounts, gear shift linkage stuff and everything as well too. So when I get over there, I'll take a short video on how the Beetle is looking, and I'm expecting it to look very sorry for itself. But now that the repair panels have arrived with me, and I'm bringing them over, things are only going to start getting better from this point onwards. So yeah, you'll join me again now in the next little while over with the Beetle. Well, I'm still here, stuck listening to shit music, but anyway, look, I mean, no, we won't criticise too much, but anyway, the mechanic came out to me and told me what had happened. Basically, I had actually put the right-hand shoes on the left-hand side and vice versa. So basically what was happening is the handbrake lever on the what would be the leading shoe was on the wrong side. It was on the inside and up against the spring when it should have been on the outside, which is kind of opposite the way they normally do it in cars. But anyway, that was my mistake. So it's being rectified, and that should allow the handbrake to be adjusted properly. So yeah, anyway, look, that's that. What I have done is I've actually taken down the video on how to do the back brakes, because I made a complete balls of them, so I don't want anybody else making the same mistakes I made. What is interesting though is the fact that I put the new shoes in the way the old shoes were in, so that means that the old shoes were also in wrong. So that's the reason I went wrong on it. But just goes to show, sometimes you need to check these type of things. Anyway, look, I'll report back and let you know how things go. Just as a side note, I'm whiling away the time here watching Hubnut on YouTube tackle a few jobs in his 2CV in his unit, and he is complaining about the music that Radio 1 are playing there. I am stuck in a DOE centre complaining about the music that I'm listening to here, which is going through my head. So Ian, I really feel your pain, trust me on that. Well, I'm over here with the Beetle. It's looking a bit sorry for itself, unfortunately, as is to be expected, really. I mean, that's kind of, it has to get worse before it gets better. Just looking at the inner arch here, you can see the level of rot that's after creeping in around. That's the whole front clip there, and it's up in there. It's after creeping in, and that's the shock turret down there. Now that's a little bit of fabrication work needed in there as well too. But what's really good is, and this is the bit I was delighted with, here's the repair panel for this whole section. Look at how complete that is. It's even got the little tray for the brake fluid reservoir, and it's got the clip for the harness, and it's got a lot of the structure down there that's actually rotten on the old piece. So Steve, the spray painter, is going to do a good job on that now and seal up everything around the shock turret and shuts the inside of it. And what I need to do now is I need to find out a little bit about what we need here. This is the front, the closing panel at the back of the heater channel. Basically, now you can see it's kind of gone around here. There's been a bit of patchwork done before. But if we can get a whole section there, like just buy a repair piece, then well and good, you know. Might just go down that route. You can see down here as well too, that's kinked because the car got a rear impact. So that's we've a repair section for that as well too, and the same for the other side. So that the repair section basically comes up and around here. So I bought the repair panels from vwspares.ie. I'd recommend them if you're looking for any classic VW stuff. They're very good. So yeah, I suppose there's that. And then if you look over here, you can see the chassis is separated from the car, obviously, and a bit of work needed around the floor pans, but I don't think we're quite at the point of needing new floor pans at that stage. I mean, you can see around there, like there's a bit of patchwork involved there, but it'll be grand. And while I have this level of access, I'm going to be doing a bit of work on the car, just getting things like brake pipes replaced, a few bushings and ball joints and stuff like that. You know, the things that are easily accessible when it's like this, but otherwise are a pain in the face. So yeah. Anyway, that's kind of where we're at now. Anyway, so we've things can move ahead a little bit, and we'll pay a visit over the next while and see where we're at then. Well, the good news is the van has passed the DOE, and it's now valid for 2 years because it's over 30 years old. So that's all good. So yeah, roadworthiness cert is on the post. So happy days. The bad news is that I just don't think they did a very good job on the brakes, to be honest with you. They, generally speaking, after I've done anything on the brakes at all, I'd always bleed them a little bit just in case I got any air into the slave cylinder. And they didn't do that, and I know they didn't do it because the brakes are slightly spongy now, and it means that I end up having to do that. And also, the handbrake is practically coming up out of the floor, so I feel that I need to adjust it out underneath the van now and actually tighten it up. Like, I mean, normally I would expect there to be 4 clicks and then it's on, so I'm going to count the number of clicks now before it's on. So 1, 6, 7, and you know, that's right up beside me practically, and it's practically coming out of my hand here, you know. So not ideal, but look at, you know, I'll as I said, I bow down to superior knowledge on these things, that I put the brake shoes on the wrong side. But I copied the way the brake shoes were already in the van, and they were working. It's just that they needed to be replaced because they were worn out. So, you know, I would have thought that was a reasonable thing to do. Apparently it's not. Anyway, look at, yeah, so I'm glad I dropped into the Beetle as well too, and kind of I've given Steve a bit of kind of guidance on how I'd like to proceed and that at this stage, and I have a bit of a shopping list on bits I need to go and find as well too in the meantime. So look at, I'll leave it there, and thanks for watching, and I'll chat to you soon. Okay, so I'm just back in after driving back quite a ways. I mean, it's a distance away to get to the DOE centre, and I'm not happy because I got out of the van and I could smell what smelled like burning paint, and the left-hand rear wheel is roasting. So the brake is binding on. So basically, like, I wasn't using the brakes that much, you know. I mean, it was mainly motorway driving. So I have to go back to them. I mean, like, it's not like they did me any favours as far as the price was concerned. Like, taking the shoes off, putting them on the other side, bearing in mind that they didn't have to supply any parts, and replacing the rear studs, which, as I said as well too, wasn't like, I had the studs, so I gave them to them. That was that all that, including the retest for the DOE, came to €170. So they really did me no favours. So yeah, definitely not happy. I feel like I've been done up like a right kipper, to be honest with you. So yeah, I'll be going back later this week.